if the rest of them are as good as this.
Now LWT, all the drama from the German Grand Prix.
Right, we saw Michael Schumacher roar home in Budapest last year. In his absence, would you bet against Irvine and a winning hat-trick? Good night.
If you'd like to know more about Formula One, the website address sponsored by Level 3 Communications is www.itv-f1.com.
Is the same. A perfectly all right driver, albeit a very injured motor car. And of course, without a doubt, yes, the session has been stopped because they've got to get that broken machinery off the track. And look at the energy that's absorbed there. And look at isn't this incredible? He was doing an enormous speed when he went off and into the tyres, and that's another indication of how good the safety conditions are in Formula One these days. As Craig Pollock, who must be thinking, what else can possibly go wrong this year, gets off the pit lane gantry at the BAR position.
You might also be thinking that's another $500,000 just gone in the wall, because that destroys everything. The chassis, of course, all the suspension. Inevitably it would have broken the engine and the gearbox too. So that car absolutely just disposable. Throw it away. There's very little they can take off of that. And even they throw the seat belts away. Once a driver's had a big impact like that, the seat belts get thrown away too. But other people lose out, of course, at this moment, because, for example, Frentzen was on a very good lap, and that lap gets red flagged off. You are given a lap back in lieu of the red flag lap, but of course you don't get another set of tyres. You've lost the freshness of one of your new sets of tyres. So anybody on the circuit is also paying a little bit of a penalty here for Jacques' determination through Eau Rouge.
It wasn't only Frentzen that suffered, because Damon Hill was in exactly the same position. So was Mika Salo and Johnny Herbert, Jean Lacey and Pedro Diniz. Here's a replay.
Yes, here we go again. It started to get away from him in the foot of the hill, where the compression on the suspension and the car bottoms out, the tyres can go slightly light, and Jacques never able to recover it from there. Does it actually roll over? I was trying to catch it earlier on. Yes, it does look. It actually does a roll and ends up right way round again. That is an enormous
with Jacques
accident.
in it, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you are tightly belted. You can't move a muscle. Your head can move from side to side. And if we saw all that in slow motion again, his head would be plummeting like a pendulum from side to side of the car.
Yes, and what's also worrying when you roll over in gravel like that is that the roll bar above your head can often dig into the gravel and still leave you exposed for hitting your head on the ground.
Now, an incredible situation is that, as a matter of course, the BAR people are getting the spare car ready, because, as a matter of course, Formula One being what it is, notwithstanding the fact that Jacques Villeneuve has just been involved in that absolutely mammoth crash at about 160 miles an hour, but they just expect him to come doubling back and get in the spare car and go out, and he will, and he'll probably be very quick indeed. But so whilst that debris is being cleared up, and you have a look at the runoff area for the corner, with 28 minutes and 51 seconds still to be run when the session is restarted, let's absorb what the situation is. Well, no, let's have a look at Jacques Villeneuve going off. Back end goes straight into those rows of tyres with and immediately just calmly lifts his visor, gets out of the car, having undone his safety belts, waves to the crowd and sprints back.
Yes,
Mika Häkkinen fastest, David Coulthard second fastest. So it's looking, as Mika Häkkinen there talks to Adrian Newey, the technical head of McLaren in the garage, like another McLaren front row. And Louise has got Craig Pollock with her.
Yes, I have. Craig, that was one hell of a shunt your driver just had.
Well, he had